So, Adnan is, I think, an example of a film that's done marketing right.
Yeah.
It's doing well on the circuits. It had a clear purpose. It really touched the hearts of many people across, as you talk about, it transcended cultures and audiences. What do you think the filmmakers have done right about this film? Because we've all done independent films. Sometimes we've done good work, but it hasn't gone anywhere. And you could really put that down to bad marketing. Or you could have done a bad film that's marketed quite well.
Yeah.
But this is an example of a film that's done it correctly. Why?
I think because the guys came to it with a lot of love, and they weren't trying to force it on anyone. It wasn't like an in-your-face type thing. This is what we think, this is what we want to share. So when you look at the social media and the website, it's all very like beautiful and soft and like a family, and we've done this, and this is, look, we've like tried to help, not tried to help, that sounds condescending, but like we've made sure that we have other Syrian people within this, because they used a lot of Syrian refugees to help with the film in the creativity way. There's a guy called Chaza Afandi, who actually I know before from the documentary I mentioned, Exodus. He was one of the main contributors to that. He came along and started producing a little bit on it. There's all these like people that are doing it from the heart, and I think sometimes when you watch a film, you can see where it's coming from, and if it's coming from, this is a great thing to talk about because it's in the media, we're going to make money at this, it's going to make us stars as directors, but it didn't come from there. It came from like, so I think when you look at the marketing and his Instagrams and all the posts and the way people react to the film, it's because they see you're not trying to push into someone's like view and be like, watch my film, we're amazing, we're about Syria, it's like popular right now, which I really, really, really don't enjoy seeing. It comes from a place of love and of, we want to teach, is quite a strong word, but we want to share.
It's like generosity.
So that's interesting, the idea
it's coming from a different part of a person who wants to make a film. There's people that want to make film for money, people want to make film for...
to give almost,
give back.
Give back.
To shine a light on something that doesn't get shined on very much. And
but the idea that it could be a bad thing to be too aggressive about how you market a film.
Definitely.
And that might be something that you might not know when you're starting grassroots. You just think, be aggressive as possible, but that could backfire.
What I heard from what you were saying as well was the strength in a sense of community. So if you're putting something out there and people feel like it's coming from a place of giving and they want to engage in the film, they want to engage about the topic, the subject matter, the importance of the story, and just genuine like human interest in the meaning of these characters' lives, and the association with the charity and the sense of constantly wanting to do things selflessly. I think that creates a sense of community, people involved in the film, inviting genuine refugees to be part of the film. It expands the community that way.
And the whole charity thing, like, they don't have to do that.
No.
I mean, what's that going to do for them? Really, nothing. But they know that they can help, and the other way around. Where they can, like, I mean, £12,000 is a lot of money to help people, in camps at the moment and stuff.
Yeah.
Because of a labour of love, like their little project that they somehow,
They've invited other people who are engaged in the film to also have the opportunity to give, so they're part of that community again, and it feels like a two-way exchange. They've given people opportunities to give back, which everyone should and does want to do, maybe more some than others. But it does share, all of those things are about sharing.
Yeah, being genuine, that was the word I was thinking of. They're being genuine with what they
and having seen the film twice, that I do recognise what you're talking about as well, because it is, for me, seriously off-putting when I'm watching a film and you can just see the hand of the writer preaching at you.
Yeah.
But even if I agree with the message, I don't need to...
Exactly.
Don't patronise the audience. It doesn't do that at all. It moves you into wherever you're going to be moved. And... it does so gently. So that confidence that, listen, this isn't just a film that I need to make money from. It's like, this is a film and there's value to it.
Yeah.
There's something about that because it's a confident film and it's confident in how they've marketed it as well.
Yeah, and also like they're not bombarding people with stuff. Like a lot of maybe young filmmakers, like we were saying, are just trying to get their message across. We made a film. We don't bombard people. We just share, all our little exciting news. We just share like positive stuff. It's always like positive. We're not like trying to say, look what's happened to these people because of the war in Syria and make it a political thing. It's always about like, this is a human story, and if you connect with it, then thank you for watching.
So is it about the content? Are we saying that no amount of marketing will ever compensate for bad writing?
I don't know, because some of the bigger, more mainstream projects that you see are hugely marketed, you know.
And I sometimes don't leave thinking, I've been moved by that.
Or satisfied, and so I won't necessarily come back or recommend it, and sometimes those things are the most powerful. Whereas actually I'm sometimes more drawn in by a friend of mine that maybe said, you know, I've seen this short film that Raghad's done and it's available on YouTube on this night, and I think actually that's something a little bit different, and I'm going to engage in that. Or, you know, some sort of similar example to that can be so much more powerful. It depends when you're buying a product, isn't it? Sometimes your friend tells you about this niche one that no one knows about, but you go and buy it and suddenly it's the best-selling face brand because it's worked for these women and they've kept authentic and they haven't tried to bombard you with chemicals. It's kind of like that sort of metaphor resonates, I think, with filmmaking. That's
probably where the bad ideas come from. For someone who's a budding filmmaker, they might look at the model of the big Hollywood blockbusters and how there isn't that much attention to detail when it comes to the writing and the content, and it's all about in-your-face marketing, and they might want to emulate that on a low level, and that isn't the thing. That isn't it. That's a distortion of how it actually.
I think for me, we're all searching for different things from film, right? Some people love the kind of films that I think we're describing, where they get something else from it. Personally, what I'm looking for in a film is a lot of heart and a bit of a mirroring of my own life, and that's how I connect. But everyone is so different. People love that, for example, the action fast car.
Yeah, so do I.
But that's because that's mirroring their life in a way, maybe, and that's why they connect with that.
But either way, you want to solve, because it's not not an either or. Like there's some of my favorite films. Yeah, a lot of action happens, but it's got a soul. Yeah,
same. But you can feel from where it's coming from. Yeah. I think, and if it's coming from a place of like genuine, like honesty, then I get that from the film. But if it's coming from a place where I want to make some money, or I'm gonna jump on this trend because everyone's talking about it, I have less respect for that.
Okay, so should we do your Lucy's thing of three
top tips for somebody who was starting out and didn't have kind of as much, you know, for everything that you've experienced and learned, and maybe, you know, we were talking about earlier before the cameras were on, unfortunately, about the ups and downs of working in this world. What kind of advice would you give if you could make it? 3 top tips for someone who's trying to make it in this industry. So if I'm talking to myself when I was 17, it's okay if you don't know anything. Just be open to everything, and things will come. Just be open to it and work hard, which is sometimes a scary
that's nice.
word.
Like, it's okay to not know, because
it's definitely
there's a pressure to, like, I must know, like there's so much to know. It's okay, actually don't. It doesn't mean you can't.
I still don't know so much,
and
I'm still learning.
It comes back to having faith, doesn't it?
All
like,
the time,
you have faith even when it doesn't feel that you are where you want to be, or you know everything you need to know. You just got to keep kind of reading or learning or watching.
And work as hard as you want to work, and don't compare. That's something that we all need to learn, I think.
There you go.
Don't compare yourself to other people.
Thief of joy.
Yeah, because that just puts you down, man.
Oh, how do you not? It's so hard to do, isn't it?
Compare is fine, but compare in a way, I want to be like them. Maybe I should work a bit harder, rather than why do they get everything and I don't.
Yeah, not
like
victim,
don't do it. Yeah, don't do that. Just be inspired by the people that are working that hard, and be like, yes, if I really want this, I will work a bit harder. Maybe, and realize actually what you are doing, because, you know, there's someone in my life now who's asking me these questions like, what is it you're actually doing every day? And I feel like what we all do is admin work now. Just sit and look for jobs, but we're not actually training our skills. And this is what he kind of presented me with. And I was like, oh my God, you're so right. I'm not. Like, I'm almost forgetting about why I'm an actor, rather than I'm just looking for work. But I need to remember, like, what I need to train so that when the work comes, I am ready.
Okay, so and the final one.
The third one is something I probably learned from you. This isn't personal to me, but probably from
guru.
It doesn't matter when you start. You start at any age. If it's in you, then it's going to come out right. And it's up to you if you're going to take that leap of should I leave my job that's making me money and see what happens? So many of our successful actors in the world did that.
Yeah.
And started very late. And that's something actually I should remember as well, because as we get older, and as you say, we're not where we want to be, but it's okay because it will happen if it's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, something else will make you as happy within the industry, I'm sure. Like, if acting isn't going to happen for you, then you'll find another. One of our very good friends studied acting and then realised actually she wants to be a filmmaker and a writer, and that makes her so much happier. So the right thing comes to you. You just have to be open to it, I suppose. Yeah, being honest to who you are and not going with the crowd, which is what I was not trying so hard not to do, and finding it within me to then start doing my thing rather than because everyone else is doing it, because I hate doing that. But
especially
that's just
when
a
it
me
comes
thing.
to creating, though. That was when you talked about putting your pen to paper to write, or laptop, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you actually were like, oh right, I'm not following the crowd.
No,
this is a story that I feel right now that I want to tell, and it's just coming out of me almost not effortlessly, but seemingly a lot less effort than you imagine, maybe.
Yeah, what I did was a 30-day writing challenge.
Oh right.
Because I did a 30-day workout challenge, and then I continued to challenge myself, so then I did a 30-day writing challenge, and I wrote many short stories and poetry, which I shared online, and then I wrote the short film.
You'll have to share those with
So
us.
that's
I think I could do 30 days of working out and writing.
This is what
I think
got
that
me
really
through.
helped.
When you frame it as
Really
as a
helped me.
challenge as well, and you frame it as a specific set period, and you're not deciding this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, it seems less daunting, and you're more likely to commit.
And you don't want to fail yourself.
Yeah.
That's the one person you don't want to fail. It'd be like 1 a.m. in the morning, and I'd be like, because then I did a 30-day reading challenge, where I read every day for minimum half an hour. And even if it was 1 a.m., I was like, no, I have to do this, because otherwise I've failed myself, and I don't want to feel like I failed myself, because that's important.